Hey everybody, I'm Dan McClellan. I'm a scholar of the Bible and religion. Let's take a look at a video.
You know why the Founding Fathers created 4th, 5th, and 6th?
All right, let's see it.
Specifically, no. But
It's the story of Sodom and Gomorrah.
No, it's not.
It is literally, as the spoken word of the Founding Fathers, Benjamin Franklin said it is better that 100 guilty persons escape than one innocent suffer, which was a play on Blackstone's formulation. It is better that 10 guilty persons escape than one innocent suffer, which is literally written. And real quick, the story was Sodom and Gomorrah. It is better, if but one righteous person exists, I will not destroy this land. It was literally the Bible, which is why they said we should enshrine this in our Constitution.
So this is a laughably misinformed and misguided attempt to try to buttress the Christian nationalist notion that the founders were trying to enshrine the Bible in the Constitution and were inspired by the Bible, which they absolutely were not. They were inspired by Enlightenment philosophy and jurisprudence, as well as classical philosophy and jurisprudence. And Genesis 18 doesn't even have Abraham negotiate God down to not destroying Sodom for the sake of one righteous person. He negotiates God down to not doing it for the sake of 10 righteous persons, which they do not find in Sodom. Lot's household didn't add up to 10, and so it was destroyed anyway, and they just pulled Lot and his household out. But additionally, Madison wasn't trying to enshrine any biblical principles into the Constitution. Madison was pretty opposed to trying to put religion into the Constitution. And he was just writing the Bill of Rights as lip service to the Anti-Federalists anyway, because what they really wanted was major structural changes to the Constitution. And rather than do any of that, Madison said, here, have some Bill of Rights. And absolutely no data suggests these were based on any biblical principles. And even Thomas Jefferson argued that this all goes back to English common law, which predated the arrival of Christianity to the area. So the founders were pretty explicitly opposed to the notion that Christianity or the Bible was the origin of their reasoning. And we can go look at Blackstone's ratio. He didn't come up with it. Even Voltaire was talking about this before Blackstone, but we can go back to Sir Matthew Hale, the famous English justice, who wrote the history of the pleas of the crown in the 1600s. This is a 1736 edition where we read him saying, in some cases, presumptive evidences go far to prove party guilty, but better 5 guilty persons escape unpunished than one innocent man die. We can go back to the 1400s to Sir John Fortescue's book, De Laudibus Legum Angliae, and this is a 1616 edition, where he says, indeed, I would rather wish 20 evildoers to escape death through pity than one man to be unjustly condemned. And you can go back to classical jurisprudence as well and see Cicero sharing this idea in his book On Duties, that the legal system ought to prioritize protecting the innocent over punishing the guilty. You can go to medieval Judaism, where Maimonides doesn't take it back to Genesis 18, but to Exodus 23:7, and also quotes an Islamic scholar who himself quotes Muhammad. So this principle had been in circulation for thousands of years and was most directly inspired by English common law and Enlightenment natural law for the founders. The Bible had absolutely nothing to do with the development of the Constitution, with its public defense, with its ratification. That is something that Christian nationalists have made up in an effort to try to structure power and values and boundaries in favor of their right-wing authoritarianism and their social dominance orientation. They're just lying to people so that they can have more power. And the fit for this video has been the Spawn 200 cover.